Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. How Yellowstone honored a cowboy legend. The drama-filled debut of the second part of Yellowstone's 5th season was filled with lots of shocks that the show may take a bit to catch up to. Namely, the off-screen death of John Dutton, confirmed in the show's opening moments. But after getting that initial bomb out in the open, the episode backtracks a bit to show how we got there. Doing that allows, thankfully, for a few less charged, more focused character moments, and perhaps the episode's strongest focused on Rip Wheeler, Cole Hauser, and what happened when he met Billy Clapper, an actual, real-life cowboy legend. With Rip moving a herd of cattle down south to escape a strain of sickness making its way through, he finds himself in Pampa, Texas, where Lloyd, Forey J. Smith, tells him that he's got an order of a bit, the mouthpiece on a cowboy's horse, ready with a man named Billy Clapper. Rip, ever the great guy, lets Lloyd know that he'll go pick it up, and that makes way for the great cameo. It's clear from the moment Rip shows at his door that Billy Clapper is the real deal. We see his workshop, along with everything he's working on, and his slow, old-school style stands out in our present-day world, where everyone and everything moves so quickly. Rip and Billy have a heartfelt moment where they talk about Billy's work and how it's rare to see such craftsmanship. Rip remarks on the way he makes his spurs from one single piece of steel. "I think there might be a few, but very few," Billy tells him. Billy eventually not only gives Rip the bit that Lloyd ordered 15 years ago, as Billy clarifies, but also lets Rip take his own pair of spurs as well, free of charge. It's a nice moment that's made richer from the fact that this is a real, respected figure of the modern West. Rip leaves and brings this new experience back to the 6666 ranch, where he quickly meets the hand named Dusty and tells him about his meeting with Billy. Rip, clearly affected by the encounter, strikes up a quick conversation before Dusty tells him his thoughts on Billy. "When he's gone, we're all out of legends," he says, with nobody trying to be the next one. Given that the episode opened with the off-screen death of Yellowstone's own resident legend in John Dutton, and the way that the show has always lionized Rip, his behavior, and his way of life, we have no choice but to look at that moment and Dusty's quote as a way of setting Rip up to be Yellowstone's next legend. Now, will we see that play out in the final episodes of Season 5, continuing into Season 6, in another spin-off show, or something else entirely? Well, that much remains to be seen. But it's clear that Yellowstone is using its real-life cowboy cred to build up its own mythological Western figures. Season 5, Episode 9 of Yellowstone concludes with a card that reads, "In loving memory of Billy Clapper." Clapper, who appeared as himself in a cameo earlier in the episode, died on September 10, 2024, after filming his scene, but before the episode debuted. As we mentioned above, Clapper is a real-deal, old-school cowboy. Clapper had been making cowboy gear, good both for function and style, full-time since 1968, and just like in the episode, worked exclusively out of his own workshop in Pampa, Texas. He would make as many as 200 spurs per year and knew how to make them in more than 680 different patterns, and also was willing to make custom pairs upon request. Spurs are an added piece of metal that cowboys wear on their boots while riding a horse, providing additional communication and control between themselves and the horse. Taylor Sheridan has included tributes to real cowboys and Western figures in the show in the past, but it's interesting that Clapper's cameo was used for even further thematic purpose. His meeting with Rip and the events of the episode overall seem to signify a passing of the torch of sorts, and an indicator to the viewers as to who the hero of the show certainly is at this time. The hit television series *Yellowstone* has become synonymous with breathtaking landscapes, gritty storytelling, and a deep-rooted respect for the cowboy way of life. While the show, created by Taylor Sheridan, has often depicted the struggles of modern-day ranchers and the encroaching threats of development and greed, it has also served as a powerful tribute to the traditions and figures that shaped the American West. Among its many acts of reverence, Yellowstone paid special homage to a true cowboy legend, a moment that resonated deeply with both the cast and its dedicated fans. A show steeped in authenticity. From the moment Yellowstone premiered, it was clear that Sheridan was committed to honoring the authenticity of cowboy culture. Every detail, from the way the characters ride their horses to the language they use around the campfire, is a reflection of real ranch life. To achieve this level of accuracy, the show has relied on consultants and experienced cowboys to guide its portrayal of the Dutton family's sprawling Montana ranch. One of the most poignant ways Yellowstone has shown its reverence for real-life cowboys is through its tribute to Buster Welch, a legendary horseman whose impact on the cowboy and cutting horse communities is immeasurable. Welch, who passed away in 2022, was a titan in the world of cutting horses, a discipline in which horse and rider work together to separate cattle from a herd with precision and agility. His expertise and contributions to the industry spanned decades, and he was revered as both a champion and a mentor. The tribute that stole the show. In Season 4, Episode 5 of Yellowstone fans were treated to a heartwarming moment that honored Buster Welch in a way that felt both organic and deeply respectful. The episode features a scene at the 4-6's Ranch in Texas, where the young and ambitious Jimmy Herdstrom, played by Jefferson White, is sent to learn the ways of real cowboy life. As Jimmy settles into his new surroundings, he encounters an old cowboy sharing wisdom about horses and the cowboy way. That cowboy was none other than Buster Welch himself. For those unfamiliar with Welch, the moment may have seemed like just another scene featuring an elder statesman passing down wisdom. However, for those who knew his legacy, it was a breathtaking acknowledgement of his contributions to the Western world. The show subtly reinforced the weight of this moment by having one of the characters remark, "There are 3 gods in Texas, the Almighty himself, George Strait, and Buster Welch." It was a line that perfectly encapsulated the reverence cowboys and horsemen held for Welch. The man behind the legend. Buster Welch was born in 1928 and grew up during a time when cowboying wasn't just a lifestyle, it was a necessity for survival. From an early age, he developed a passion for horses and cattle, and by the time he was in his teens, he was already making a name for himself as a skilled hand. Welch went on to become one of the most decorated figures in cutting horse competitions, winning multiple National Cutting Horse Association, NCHA, World Championships, and influencing countless riders with his expertise. Beyond his success in the arena, Welch was a beloved mentor and teacher. He trained some of the greatest cutting horses in history, including the legendary San Pepe and Pepe San Badger horses that became synonymous with excellence in the sport. His ability to read cattle and communicate with horses was unparalleled, and his techniques are still studied by riders today. His influence extended far beyond the ranch. Welch was inducted into multiple halls of fame, including the NCHA Hall of Fame, the Texas Cowboy Hall of Fame, and the American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame. He was the epitome of what it meant to be a cowboy: resilient, wise, and deeply connected to the land and animals he worked with. Why this tribute mattered. For Yellowstone to feature Buster Welch in person, rather than simply referencing him, was a masterstroke in authenticity. The show had always been about more than just dramatizing cowboy life, it was about preserving it. By allowing Welch to appear as himself, Yellowstone bridged the gap between television fiction and real-life legacy, bringing attention to a figure who might not have been widely known outside of cowboy circles. Fans of the show, whether they were seasoned ranchers or urban viewers discovering the world of cowboys for the first time, were given a rare opportunity to witness a living legend in his element. It was a moment of pure storytelling magic, one where reality and fiction blended seamlessly, honoring a man whose influence would outlive him.